What we have in front of us is what many consider to be the greatest master grade of all time. In this review, I'm going to find out whether Nu Gundam Verka deserves that title, or if it really is just for show.
What are you laughing about?
Looks like I win. The back end of Axis. It's being pulled by the Earth's gravity and eventually will plummet. Sorry, our plans backfired.
So you think Gundam will have no problem pushing back that worthless piece of rock?
That's preposterous.
Why don't we find out?
You're insane!
I'm not as impatient as you are. I can wait for humanity to learn and grow!
Axis has started free-falling toward Earth!
You're underestimating Nu Gundam.
Hey guys, it's 101 R Smith, and we're back with another Gunpla review. Last week I reviewed the Hot Toys Raiden, but now I'm back to what I do best. Here we have in front of us the Master Grade Nu Gundam Verka, Hajime Katoki's take on the Nu Gundam from Char's Counterattack. Personally, my favorite Gundam movie ever. This Nu Gundam is basically Katoki's take on it, being inspired not only by Gundam Evolve, but the G-Dome special attraction that was out in the early 2000s in Japan. The original Nu Gundam came out in 2000 with die-cast metal parts to help deal with its heavy weight, and even then that was considered one of the great master grades at the early point of the line. Katoki decided to take this on a whole new level. He decided to get inspired by Unicorn, and he added way more cycle frame that was even in the original Nu Gundam. In the film, there is cycle frame to help Amuro pilot the Nu Gundam better, but it's only in a cockpit. Katoki decided, I want to go Unicorn with it, and I'll spread out the cycle frame everywhere. It's not as bad, but he was very inspired by Unicorn, which I'm not shocked because he himself designed a Unicorn. So, with 12 years in between its release, is this really one of the greatest master grades of all time? Is it just a little dash of a 2.0 dressed up to be something more grandiose than it really is? I really wanted to see, because I've wanted the Nu Gundam in my collection for the longest time, but I wanted to wait a little bit to see if I can get my skills up, to see if I can really handle Verka Master Grade. And after having two under my belt, I think I'm ready for it. So why don't we all open up the box and see what we truly have in here. First off, I want to apologize up front for not being able to take pictures of the runner myself. I really dove myself into the build, so I decided to take the pictures from Dalong. I will post them in the description below. But here we have what I think is a pretty nifty opening of the box. We're getting two tones of white, and a regular white and a bone white. And then we have the clear cycle frame, which is a nice green, and you're going to get foil stickers to pop it out. Unfortunately, I was hoping that some of the armor bits would be black. They are navy blue. Personally, I just think that the Nu Gundam is a black and white Gundam, not a navy blue, but I guess they decided to keep it close to the traditional. Otherwise, everything looks great. It's made of polystyrene, so it won't be nearly as heavy as the original Nu Gundam. A lot of color separation, and you're even giving a base up in the front, which was very thankful. And trust me, it will come in handy as the review goes on. And you're going to get very interesting stickers that will be explained. All built up, and now we have the Master Grade Nu Gundam Verka. And I would say that the Nu Gundam has never looked this good before. Everything has sharp details, and it just looks very angular, but at the same time, it doesn't steer too far away from its original design. I like all the brand new details that were built into it with the two-tone whites. Some of the stickers that you saw earlier will be applied on the Nu Gundam to add more color separation to it to hide really bad gate marks and number marks. I mean to add brand new, real grade detail that we're not used to seeing in the Master Grade line. Otherwise, the Nu Gundam on its own looks phenomenal. The colors really pop out. My only just disappointment is I wish that was black and not navy blue. I know they wanted to keep with traditional Gundam colors, but I really feel it should have been black. That's my only gripe with the design, but otherwise, the Nu Gundam looks phenomenal. So let's see how it poses. Alright, so we're going to start at the head here. The head has double ball joints going up and down. You're not going to get much side to side, but it can go 360 degrees, no problem, just so long as you mind the collar. The chin gets stuck pretty easily, otherwise no problem. The shoulder is on its own hinge, and the arm can go pretty far out if you push it a little bit. And both of them can go 360 degrees, no problem. And there's a little bit of a joint on the inside of the arm that allows you to move out so you can get even more articulation. You get a decent waist, but no side to side much. The front skirts can go out and the back skirts can go out easily. These hands are 3.0 hands, similar to real grade and perfect grade hands, so every single joint and figure is articulated, which means you can flip the bird as well. With the legs, they can go out pretty far, and you get a pretty nice double jointed knee bend with some silver pistons that I painted. However, the knee doesn't pop out. The toes can go up and down, but not really up and down as much. So I would say the articulation is alright here. So with the Nu Gundam and its accessories, you do get a fair amount, and you have a lot of options to go with for the Nu Gundam. So here's what we got. First, let's talk beam sabers. Now, the Nu Gundam has two types of beam sabers. It has your traditional beam saber that's in the back of the left arm that you can pull out in the back. And then it has its more signature beam saber that you can pull out from the back as well. You can tell because the signature beam saber of the Nu Gundam is bigger, it has a little bit of a tilt to it, and it has the beam effect on the bottom as well. I prefer that one. Next, you're going to get the new Hyper Bazooka, and to be honest, bazookas have never really been my favorite weapon in any Gunpla. It's cool and all, but it's just not my cup of tea. However, with the real grade hands, you can get them to pose however you want them, so you can make your pose look as realistic as possible. Next, you're going to get the Nu Gundam's beam rifle and shield. Now, it might look a little simple and basic to some of you, but I really appreciate the detail that went into the beam rifle. It's breaking up in two tones, and then with the shield, it's very detailed, where you could swivel it front to back. And you even get a couple of missiles in the front, which I love that sort of detail. Definitely harkens back to the movie. Might look basic, but it really works for the Nu Gundam. Now we gotta talk about Nu Gundam's Destroy Mode. Yes, I said Destroy Mode. Remember when I told you that Katoki was very influenced by the unicorn? So the story with the Nu Gundam is that it has cycle frame in the cockpit. However, Katoki took it one step further and decided to add cycle frame throughout the body of the Nu Gundam. It's not as crazy as unicorn, but it's definitely noticeable. However, if you don't like this look, you don't have to keep it. You can keep it sealed up to make it look more like the traditional Nu Gundam. It's a choice. And now we have the main event, the fin funnels. And I'll say they're very detailed, and they work. They're attached to the back of the backpack. However, we have weight issues. When you try to stand them up, he can't stand with them on the back. Now, usually this would be the point of view where I would get mad. However, Bandai thought ahead and gave you a custom action base with Armoros A that's on part of the base. And you get 6 arms to use the fin funnels however you want them to. It's a little bit of a thing to set up, but it's not too difficult. And I really do think the end product looks amazing. Here you have the Nu Gundam, and I decided to put out 4 of the 6 fin funnels. My only light disappointment is it would have been cool to have some sort of beam effect for them, so they're going to look like they shoot out, or do that diamond shield that he does in the movie. But it works for what it is, and it really is a great setup. I was very happy that Bandai really thought of this instead of just making us suffer and going to spend another $5 for an action base. We looked through the Nu Gundam, built it, reviewed it. So, is the Nu Gundam Verka the greatest master grade of all time? not the greatest, but one of the greatest. Hear me out. I personally think, in my opinion, that the greatest Master Grade of all time, currently, is Origin RX-78. But I would say Origin RX-78 definitely took a lot of its points from the Nu Gundam. The Nu Gundam is a very good kit, but it has flaws. When building this kit, the back skirts kept coming out every single time I tried to pose. The back skirts just do not have as strong of a connection compared to the front or side skirts. The hands were very difficult to work with. It took me 20 minutes and a pair of pliers to just pull out the tabs that they have in the hand to use with the weapons. Yeah, and the weapons have tabs in them as well. In fact, in the beam bazooka, it broke when I tried to attach it. I don't really like this. I like the expressive hands, but I feel like they just don't work. I would prefer, you know, the little tab like we've had in other Master Grades that aren't Wing or Seed. And also, I felt that I really wish this were black. I really feel that the Nu Gundam is a black and white Gundam, not navy blue. That's my only little gripe with the design. I really wish it would stick closer to the movie version. Other than that, I would say that the Nu Gundam definitely deserves the title as one of the greatest, but not the greatest Master Grade ever. It took an already solid design, took it to a whole new level, got a little bit inspired from Unicorn, we got some Psycho Frame, and it really looks great. I want to say that it really looks great. It moves very well, you can get some really good posing. Again, I wish the fin funnels were a little more than meh. They look great, but I wish there were some sort of effect parts that came with it. I wish that they were more sturdy when connecting with each other, because this thing falls and they will all come apart. And I really wish that it could stand on its own without it. But otherwise, this is a very good kit, and I suggest that everyone gets it. This is 101 R Smith, and I will see you later. Peace!